Alright, so the synchronization plan is over and all servers are synced. That means that the amount of content per patch and rewards will go back to normal. But on top of that, all servers will be able to experience every reveal together. This is going to be an interesting new time for PGR as we're going to be seeing a lot of changes to the game. But that's a conversation for another time. You see, since it's a new patch and we're celebrating the 6th anniversary of PGR, we have to talk about the free stuff featured in this patch, so let's get right into it. Starting with the login rewards, if you remember in the livestream, the devs mentioned that we'll get one role every day for 14 days and a login event where we'll receive a new background. If you log in right now, you'll notice that it's not there and instead you'll get the standard login rewards and the featured 7-day login event. So let me tell you right now, no, the game is not bugged or anything like that. We're still going to get what we are promised. All of that will be released in the subsequent weeks going into this version since the actual anniversary of PGR starts around the beginning of December. Also, just so you know, the individual free roles will be for specific banners. For instance, there will be one that will be dedicated to the weapon banner and another that will be dedicated to the character banner. Now, after you log in, make sure you check your in-game mail because the beginner sign-in event has been updated with more rewards. So for veteran players, you will receive a 6-star weapon selector that goes up to Oblivion's weapon and 1500 blue tickets. Speaking of blue tickets, the basic banner check has been reset and the selection has been updated with characters released up to Dark Bianca. Keep in mind that the pool itself can update at any point in the year. However, once you use this charge, you're going to have to wait another year. Alright, now let's talk about the best bit of this patch. To celebrate the global version synchronization, you can get a free Luna Oblivion special effect coding, her weapon coding, and her portrait. To get there, head on over to the Stellar Rush event, and on the event page, look to the top left of the screen where it has Luna's splash art, click on that, and then click Claim. And then there you have it, you'll get everything just like that. But let's say you don't have Oblivion. Don't worry, you will still be able to keep the skin and apply it if you decide to get Luna later down the road. Which, by the way, since Luna is now updated with her leap, that also means that you can obtain her shards from the voucher shop. But keep in mind that it's not going to be raining vouchers anymore, so don't rely on it too much. Now, if you are a light spender, for only 5 RC, you can get Luna Oblivion just like that. 5 RC for a character is actually a very good deal. And get this deal is permanent, so there's no FOMO involved with this package. That said, have her or don't have her, no matter what your situation is, you have to get this coding. It is peak. That aside, my only problem is having to juggle between her codings. I swear, Luna has the best coding lineup in the game. While we're on the topic of spending, I should also point out that the recharge rewards has been updated to give you a new coding for Crimson Weave on your first RC recharge of any amount. But if you already recharged once before, you can claim the coding with no additional purchase necessary. Just head on over to the events button on the homepage, then scroll all the way down to the first purchase tab and claim your coding. Finally, here's some special mentions of some other stuff you might be interested in. In the simulation shop, all the way at the end of the version limited part of the shop, you'll find a memory set called Liv Travel Notes. This memory set is not strong or anything like that, but be sure to claim it for collection reasons. Besides, the art is really nice. The other thing worth looking into is if you go back into the Stellar Rush event, click on the Party Booster button on the bottom and then go to the shop, here you can purchase a unique player portrait of a Kuroro and a special portrait frame. To get the currency needed to purchase these, just throw in your predictions for the match, wait a day, and then come back and you'll get your currency based off of your racing predictions. And that's all the free stuff that you need to get your hands on for this patch, so make sure you log in and get your free stuff. And also make sure you come back for the special anniversary login events that will appear in a couple of weeks. Now let's move on to what seems to be a tradition in these kinds of videos at this point. Highlighting the wedding skins. If you ask me to predict who would be next in line to get a wedding coding, I think the last person I would predict is literally God. That's right, the new feature gacha coding is the wedding coding for Ishmael. Yeah, Lucia and Selena are nice wife options for you, but I guess God is on the table now. Anyway, you know the drill for the gacha codings, 10k black cards or 328 rainbow cards for guarantee, your choice. Also note that her special background is sold separately for 68 rainbow cards. Alright, with that out of the way, let's talk about the true highlight of the patch. Kuro's favorite daughter, Liv. That's right, it's the official Bring Your Daughter to Work Day. I mean, it makes sense that they're bringing out their favorite child to celebrate both the anniversary of their game and the synchronization of all servers. And knowing Kuro, if you're their favorite child, you get the classic Kuro treatment. It's so funny how they released the most wholesome trailer that's ever been released in the history of their channel, and no one in the comment section trusts Kuro. Anyway, Kuro decided to give Liv everything, including a 5th frame. That's right, she now has the most amount of frames in the game. but at least she no longer has to be canonically stuck in her Eclipse frame alongside the other Grey Ravens donning their Gen 2 frames. That said, Liv is also ditching the role of support and amp, and this time around, this girl is gonna throw some hands. So Liv Limpidity is the new premier lightning attacker with the Dark Flow effect, fully replacing Alpha Crimson Weave. She is also considered a Phyllo-tree unit, meaning that she gets to have a little Phyllo-tree imprint in the background of her skill tab. See that? Very cool, right? Okay, jokes aside, as a Phyllo-tree unit, she possesses a unique QTE that has her do a unique animation and activate time lag calculation while off the field, making her one of the most meta-defining units in the entire game. When time lag calculation was implemented, the community unanimously gave the frames with TLC the Gen 2 designation due to its tremendous impact separating itself from Gen 1. But when it came to Gen 3, it seems like there's never been any consensus about what that entails. However, this Phyllo-tree addition might solidify the beginning of a true Gen 3 designation. However, there is one small thing we need to talk about. As a Phyllo-tree Omni frame, Liv Limpidity will be the first true limited unit in PGR, meaning she will never be featured in the standard pool. The only way to get her is through the Phyllo-tree Nexus research system. Same goes for her cub and signature weapon. Worse yet, the signature weapon will unfortunately follow the 80-20 rule, which sucks. Luckily, you don't need her signature weapon unless you really want more orbs to extend her on-field time. Now, I will say that when the Phyllo-tree research does a rerun, it will maintain the 100% guarantee on pity. However, chances are when we get a rerun, it's probably going to be alongside another debuting Phyllo-tree unit. So here's the thing, I think this is a black mark on this version because if the Phyllo-tree banner never existed, I think this would be the most perfect anniversary that PGR would ever have. But unfortunately, it's in the game in a form that pushes more FOMO and by extension is less player friendly. I have more to say on this topic, but for now, I'll just say this. It's up to you if you want to roll on this banner. I won't judge. At the end of the day, it's a gacha game. It's a relationship of give and take. And when it comes to power creep, it's only an issue when it bars you from content completely. Fortunately, PGR operates on rewarding participation and makes higher scores optional. For the most part, you can clear all of the content with Gen 1 units. Hell, there are people out there who still prefer to use Alpha Crimson Abyss. And on a personal note, I even remember when Watanabe Epitaph power crept Nanami Starfarer as the premier fire tank, and I skipped out on rolling for Watanabe and kept Nanami on my fire team. And you know what? I was fine. Never once did I ever feel like I was locked out of anything. So if you decide to skip out on Limpidity, the alternative being Crimson Weave is fine, despite being hard gapped by Liv. Plus, she's also free. And if you are a gamer, don't worry, the Banana Knight can still compete in terms of damage, but Liv is still stronger at the same investment. So here's the thing, call me a hypocrite, but I'll still roll for Liv. I like Liv, not the system she comes from. That said, I do think there are ways to make the system a little more forgiving, but we'll save that for another time. I just hope Kuro will take our feedback and consider how they want to work with this new system. Anyway, that's quite the somber note to end on, so let's bring it back up with a final tidbit. If you do Liv's affection story, there's a coding there that I demand Kuro make. I won't spoil how it looks, but Kuro, how dare you put that coding in your affection story and decide not to make it a thing? It's demure and it brings out the purity of Liv. It's so good, just do the affection story, you'll know what I'm talking about. And that's pretty much it. This is everything I wanted to cover for this patch, so go out there and get your free stuff and enjoy the new patch. That said, do leave a like if you liked the video and maybe subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!